Hey gorgeous, welcome to the Aligned Ascension podcast, frequency attunement, human design, and business energetics taught in a way where you become the living embodiment of alignment. I'm your host, Christy Avis. This is a space where you align to your desires, where you live a life that is so full and so in tune with you that everything else is just a bonus. This is your Aligned Ascension.
Hi everyone, come on in. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you guys. I am speaking to projectors today and I am in Costa Rica. This is such a vibe out here. I'm overlooking the ocean. I'm overlooking the jungle. This is just the perfect environment to talk to you guys about some of the ways that you are blocking your success as a projector in business. We're going to be working through some of the biggest things that I see that keep projectors from stepping into success with speed and ease, because that's something that a lot of projectors have issues with, is understanding that it can happen really fast for you as a projector, as well as some of the common blocks that I see that keep projectors in this energy of like forcing and hustling and pushing and not seeing the results, and then getting levels of bitterness coming up within their system where they're like, when is it going to happen for me? I'm seeing all these people exert in a way that I actually don't feel like is aligned for me. I'm seeing all of these people do these things, but that's a no within my system. I'm going to help you get on board with your energetics and help you understand why that actually doesn't work for you and what you can actually do to get your energetics in alignment. So I'm so excited as you are popping on. Say hello. If you're a projector, I would love to know. And we're going to dive in, because one of the things I want you guys to know as a projector, I love working with projectors so much, because you guys truly are new paradigm leaders. That is something that I want you to understand, is that you as a projector, you are the newest human design type here. And it's very interesting because when I talk to projectors about this energy of leading a new paradigm, I want you to know that that is literally your life purpose, is to come here and to lead a new paradigm. And the interesting thing is a lot of projectors, they are so deeply and highly conditioned by the people around them. 3-5 self-projecting projector, I love it. Welcome. They're so deeply conditioned by the people around them that they don't actually feel like they belong. They don't feel like their way belongs, and then they burn out and they feel this level of bitterness and resentment. And the really interesting thing is like, I actually do believe right now it's actually a little bit more difficult for projectors, right? Because what is happening, and I'm going to tell you why it's more difficult. It's not more difficult because you have to go out and force and hustle and exert. It's actually more difficult because you are here to create a new way of doing things that has not been done before. And what do we want to do as humans when we go out and create? What do we want to do? We want to look at, how are they doing it? How are they doing it? How are they doing it? How is this person doing it? How is this person doing it? And what it does is it takes you out of your alignment. And so the interesting thing that I find holds back a lot of projectors is that they're looking to lead a new paradigm by turning around and going, what are the paradigms that currently exist? Well, what are the paradigms that currently exist? A lot of it is based in self-sacrifice. A lot of it is based on, if you want something to happen, go out, force, hustle, work your ass off and make it happen. Now, that's actually not aligned for you as a projector. And so in order for you to lead a new paradigm, you actually have to, first and foremost, this is the most important thing. If you hear anything from this live stream today, I want you to hear that you leading a new paradigm is not congruent with you looking for validation from old paradigms that things are going to work. That's really deep, right? Like, that's so deep, because one of the things, and I work with so many projectors to do this, one of the things that you guys cannot do, I'm sure you've seen other human design types be able to do this. Sometimes gens and mani-gens do this. Sometimes other human design types do this, where they override energetic misalignment with action. That doesn't work for you. And so when you are trying to override the energy and go, I'm leading a new paradigm, but is it working? But am I safe? But are other people doing it this way? But is it going to work? You're actually looking for validation from old paradigms that leading a new paradigm is going to work for you. It's an incongruent frequency. And so one of the things I want you guys to start to anchor in right here, right now on this live, is that your identity must be solid in the fact that you are a paradigm leader. And what does a paradigm leader do? They are somebody who goes first. They are also someone who has a deep, innate sense of self-trust that goes beyond like what you typically see when people say they trust themselves. Because what do we see when people say they trust themselves? Oftentimes we're seeing them trusting a result and then feeling good based on a result. We're often seeing them feeling good based on validation from other people that everything's going to work, and then they make the move. As a projector, this is what it actually means to see yourself first. 5'3" mental projector. 5'3", 3'5". So that's what I want you guys to understand, right? And so does this make sense? Do you see how you've actually been doing this, where you keep trying to lead a new paradigm, but you're not anchored into that new paradigm, and you're kind of continually going, yeah, but what's this person doing? Yeah, but is it going to work? Yeah, but is it safe? And so what happens is when you're really in your mind and you're trying to figure it out and you're trying to make sure it's going to be okay, you're actually not leading a new paradigm. You're somebody who's checking back and going, is it going to work? You're not going to find that. You're not going to find that until you trust yourself. Yep. Until you align with yourself. Yep, I'm going to save this live. Until you get into a space where you can lead with power and confidence. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is I'm going to be talking to you about some of the ways that you take yourself out of this alignment, where you take yourself into these moments, because I know you guys feel this as projectors. I've worked with so many projectors where they feel these moments of like, I can do this. I am here for bigness. I am here for greatness. I am here to lead a new paradigm. I'm here to help people. I'm here to massively be seen. I'm here to be paid on a massive level. But then what happens when you start to take action, right? It feels like it's not landing. It feels like overthinking. It feels like it's not working. And that's where you drop the paradigm. And so in those moments where you're deeply aligned, you're going to actually have to learn to catch yourself in where you take yourself into misalignment, and to go back to these old paradigms and go, yeah, but I got to overthink this. I got to do funnels here. I got to do this here. I got to do this here. And you lose your connection to the bigness and the greatness. Because one other thing I'm going to say before we actually dive into this is your guys' alignment theme is success. It's success. And I really want you to hear me when I say this, because a lot of people, they're like, okay, yeah, my alignment theme is success. But the amount of projectors I have worked with and who I have talked to who have success on a pedestal, that have success in a number, that have success on something external of them, and they're actually not feeling success. They want success, and that's their, like, it's crazy, because your relationship with success is actually not feeling success. It's feeling the wanting of success. It's feeling the lack of success. It's feeling the, when I get here, when I experience this, then I will feel success. And there's no energy left at the end of the day. I know. And that's not what's meant for you. And so I want you guys to sit with this and really start to understand, like, oh crap, my alignment theme is success. And so if I am not cultivating success within my daily life, within the way that I am being, within the way that I am showing up, within the way that I am acting, within the way that I'm feeling within my system, if I have always got success on a pedestal, if I've always got success out there, then we're moving from a constant space of energetic misalignment. And guess what is hyper unsustainable for you as a projector, and for everybody, but it's hyper unsustainable for you? Feeling deeply misaligned in most of your life. And so I'll speak to projectors about this, and I'll say bitterness is your misalignment theme. And many projectors will come to me and they're like, oh, well, Christy, I don't feel bitterness. I'm feeling pretty okay. There's some days where I feel meh. There's some days where I feel blah. There's some days where I feel like I can't keep up. And I'm like, okay, what is your actual relationship to success? Because that's the sticking point. That's the sticking point where they're like, oh, I actually never feel success. My relationship as a projector with my alignment theme is actually the wanting of it, not the experiencing of it. That is massive, like massive. Because if you're always in the wanting of your alignment theme, guess what's happening? One of the things I speak about a lot in the world of human design is about the aura. And the aura is this field around our body that magnetizes people in, it magnetizes money in, but it's also representative of our energy system and of our energy field. And so one of the things I want you to know is that when you are in alignment with your energy theme, when you are in alignment with the frequency of success, not the wanting of the success, not the pedestalized success, but when you have it within you, you actually have more energy. You actually feel deeply aligned. You actually can take action from a place of not overexerting, not hustling, not forcing, not pressuring, but because you want to. And the opposite is true, where if you're constantly feeling a separation between you and your alignment theme, there's these elements of bitterness within you. And when I speak about bitterness, I want you to feel into this, because bitterness can be this word of like sometimes we don't resonate with it. But the way that bitterness shows up for projectors is it shows up like thoughts like these. It's so easy for other people. I'm more qualified. Why am I not seeing the results? I'm putting all this energy and effort into my business and I'm not feeling met by my people. I'm not feeling met by my audience. Why does it always take a long time for me? When am I finally going to get to my big break? Other people, it seems so easy for them. Maybe I just need to know more. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I need to go get more certifications. That's how bitterness can show up when you think about it in a thought sense. Now, the interesting thing about bitterness is when you're entertaining it within your field, what happens is you're actually going to be energetically draining your aura. So how this shows up is all of a sudden the action feels heavy. All of a sudden the action feels hard. And as a projector, you're going, I want to see success. I want to see success, but I'm exhausted. Do you see how, and this is how it shows up in your actual field, it's these energetic densities in your actual aura. And so these densities of maybe I'm not enough, or maybe it's easier for other people, or when am I going to see the success? That's actually your misalignment theme showing up within your aura. And so what happens is you actually have to exert more energy and more pressure in your 3D reality to see more results because you haven't done the energetic work. And so what happens is it feels like it's not happening, right? And so that's what I want to do really quickly is for you guys to do this energetic check in on yourself. Where are you feeling bitterness? Where have you created a pedestal where success exists in something that you achieve, something external of you? Because one of the things I want you to know, and this feels very counterintuitive, because what have you been taught? What have we been conditioned into? That we are successful when, right? When we hit this number, when we hit this level in business, when we have a successful launch, when we win, right? And so this, and I really want you to stay with me here because this can feel counterintuitive. When you actually remove your alignment theme from the pedestal, embody it in your frequency now as a projector, you will see all of those things that you've put on a pedestal instantly manifest within your reality. I've seen it so many times. I have worked with so many projectors to do this energetic work where they believed that the pedestal actually served them. They became energetically attached to success on a pedestal being the driver for them. It wasn't joy. It wasn't connection to their work. It wasn't feeling success within, because what has society conditioned us into? That unless we're like pushing, hustling, and forcing and have a driver, we're not going to want to do anything. But when you can actually remove success from the pedestal, bring it into your 3D reality and bring it into your physical felt sensations in the now moment, and you start to embody the frequency of success, what starts to happen is all of the sudden, this is so cool, you guys, your next level is an amplification of your current energetic state. Always and forever. And so, if your next level is an amplification of your current energetic state, then they're doing some sort of construction work over there. If your next level is an amplification of your current energetic state, then what does bitterness beget? More bitterness, more things being slow, more things taking forever, more frustration. But when you can embody success here and now, what starts to happen is you become the person who feels so successful that you remove it from the pedestal and it comes into your reality at such a speed. It is so cool. And I got this question, what does success embodiment look like? Such a good question. I'm going to be diving into some of these points today on this chat that's really going to help you. And for any of you who want to dive deeper with me, I'm actually going to be talking about the Projector Frequency at the end of this live. This is my signature program for projectors to tap into the frequency of success in business with deep ease, dropping the hustle, dropping the force, dropping the pressure, and creating the business of your dreams through your energetic alignment. That's really what the Projector Frequency is about. And we've had hundreds of projectors go through it at this point. It's so cool. And I'm going to be talking about that because we are on pre-sale right now. So if you're a projector who's like, oh my God, I want to do this work, that is the space for you. And so this conversation around success and bitterness, you really have to understand that, because so many projectors are waiting for success instead of understanding I am success. Wait, the frequency of my alignment is success. That is so important for you guys to understand. Now, one of the things that I really want to talk about as projectors that blocks you, this is the first thing, right? So we've talked about your alignment theme. We've talked about how you create these energetic densities within your field, how overcompensating with action actually doesn't work for you. And we've also talked about what bitterness can actually look like and why you're in this space of constantly being energetically drained. It's because there's no success coming into your field when that is truly your life force. Your alignment theme brings life force to you. And so if it's always externalized, well, good luck, right? You're going to feel drained. You're going to feel burnt out. And so the first thing that I want to talk about, where projectors will really keep themselves in this space of feeling misaligned, is constantly attaching to the feeling of being overlooked and being unrecognized. This is really important because projectors, one of the things that's really important for you is you actually do need people, right? You actually are here to create a very deep impact and a very big impact in people's lives. And it's really cool because your aura simultaneously is very absorbing, but it's also very penetrating. And so you see people very clearly. And so what happens is, as a projector, to actually do the work that you're here to do, you have to be seen and you have to be recognized. And so many projectors who I work with, they'll come to me and they'll say, hey, I believe in my work. I believe in myself. I believe that this is really important, but I'm feeling unmet. And I'm feeling like people aren't seeing the power of my work. And it feels like people are always choosing other people, or they're not really connecting with me on the level that I know my work is here to change people's lives. How many of you guys have felt like that, where it's like this unmet energy, where you're putting energy into your work, you're putting energy into people, you're pouring into people, and it feels like the clients and the money have not matched you based on what you're pouring in and what you're actually delivering to people. Now, one of the things that I will say for projectors is I really want you to explore this, because this is a highly energetic conversation, but will result in huge results in your tangible 3D reality. And it's this frequency and this energy of actually really, really, really wanting to be seen. The other side of that coin is actually really, really, really not wanting to be seen. Follow me for a second, because this is a little bit tricky. And when I work with projectors, at first they're like, no, I really want to be seen. No, I really want to be seen. And then we start to talk deeper and they're like, oh crap, I actually have a fear of being seen. And we actually have to clean this up. Yeah, totally. They cheer me on, but they don't dive in. Totally. And that shows that there's an up level in your ability to be recognized, not as a peer, but as a leader. And so when we have this desire to be seen, to really, really, really be seen, what happens is there's actually an energetic disconnect that we create from actually being seen. And why this happens is because in the desire to be seen, and this strong desire to be seen, I'm trying to bring words to this concept, there's also a fear of being seen. Stay with me here, because what happens is you really want to be seen, but what happens if you put your soul out there, if you go all in, and by going all in, I do not mean hustling, forcing, pressuring, and pushing, I mean sharing your soul, sharing the power of your work, and then you aren't seen? What happens if you are seen and recognized, you go all in, and then all of a sudden, people start to project expectations onto you? What happens if you're seen and all of a sudden you start receiving projections? A lot of projectors, they tell me they want to be seen, but they're actually subconsciously protecting from being seen. I want you to explore this. What comes with being seen that you're actually afraid of? Because when projectors in my world clean up this energy and they start to understand that their deep desire to be seen, their deep desire to be recognized, if they aren't allowing themselves to see themselves first, which is something I talk about in one of my paid masterclasses, Seen for Projectors, if they aren't embodying that energy, and then they're believing being seen actually isn't safe. So what can happen is you can have this subconscious correlation that success means you're going to have to sacrifice yourself. That success means you're going to have to actually go against your system, go against your body, go against what you actually desire. And so you may be the person, the projector, who is not allowing success into your reality because of the way that you previously were told you needed to create success, or misaligned within the way that you actually did create the success. And so one of the things that I want you to start to look at is, what have I been told and what have I believed around creating success that is not actually aligned for me? Because one of the things I really want you to understand is, back to our previous conversation around leading a new paradigm, if you are holding on to an old way that you created success, or a way that you've been told you have to create success that actually was detrimental to your system, then of course you're going to self-protect from creating success in the way that's aligned for you. And you're going to continue to look to your conditioning, and you're going to continue to look to an old paradigm, and you're going to go, yeah, I want success, but not that way. And then you're not going to allow yourself to go, oh, I'm going to create it in a new way. You're going to be constantly looking back and constantly in this tug and pull of, I want to create success, but it equals burnout. I want to create success, but it takes me away from my alignment. I want to see massive success, but I don't know if I have the energy to create it. Guess what that's going to cause? That's going to cause internal bitterness for you. Internal bitterness for a projector sounds like, why can't I just make it happen? Why can't I just do it? Why can't I just suck it up? Why can't I just make success happen the way that I've seen other people? Why can't I go back to this old version of myself? Be very aware of that one. Be very aware. Because that shows that you're in this subtle misalignment. Okay, so what have we talked about so far? We've talked about bitterness and how that shows up within your field. We've also talked about how you are preventing yourself from being seen by thinking you want to be seen. We've talked about success as your alignment theme, and that holding success actually means you're going to have to go against yourself. Do you see why you haven't actually allowed success to be in your system? Because it's entangled. And this is something that we do in the Projector Frequency. We remove these energetic entanglements that you have with your alignment theme. When I talk about an energetic entanglement, what I mean by this is, if you believe that success means you have to hustle your butt off, well, then you're not going to let yourself see it. And so what you actually have to do is you have to disentangle these things and start to see that, oh, just because I've seen success created in this way, or I've actually created success in this way, because many projectors, they will see success earlier on in their life by hustling, by forcing, by exerting, by doing it other people's way, because that falls in line with our conditioning. A lot of us are conditioned to do things the way that other people do them. Then we do it, and then we realize it's misaligned, and what happens? We burn it down, right? Because we're like, oh, I can't actually do this. And so there may be this fear within you that that's the only way that you can create success. You have to disentangle that and let success come into your being and remove all of these energetic entanglements that say it has to be hard, that you have to do it the way that you've previously done it, that you have to do it the way that other people tell you you have to do it. And you actually have to tune into, what does my version of success look like here and now, and within what I'm creating? That's how you start to bring success into your reality here and now, is you tune into, why am I successful now? Not only in a 3D reality externalized way, because I'm telling you, if your only reason why you are successful and why you can feel success, if that is based on money and clients, it's unsustainable. You will find that eventually within your field. You can get success from those things, but those cannot be your only markers for success. And also, when you are tuning into bringing the frequency of success into the now moment, you get to tune into not only that, but what are you creating? What is your vision? What is your mission? What is your purpose here? And what are the ways that you've been told you have to create that success? Because that's where your entanglements are. That's where you're associating success with self-sacrifice. That's where you're associating success with hustle, force, pressure. I've talked to so many projectors about this, about that frequency of, I love sharing my stuff, but when it comes to content, that's their sticking point. They're like, I don't want to create content. It doesn't feel good. And I'm like, well, it's because you've been putting pressure, force, and hustling energy into the content instead of infusing it with the frequency of success. And every time they make that switch, all of a sudden they fall back in love with their businesses again, and content creation is ease-filled. It's the same exact thing with your mission, in your vision, in your growth. Where have you actually entangled success with things that you don't want? That's going to cause bitterness within your system. That's going to make you feel contracted. It's going to make you feel like I have to instead of I want to. A lot of projectors have this idea that when they're successful, they're never going to be able to rest, that it's always going to be hard, that there's always going to be fires to put out, or there's always going to be somebody who needs something from them. I've worked with projectors who are anywhere from 5K months to 100K months. The fears are the same, right? The fears are the same. And I want to tell you that even the projectors I've worked with who are at 100K months, what will happen is when they disentangle from this, all of a sudden, things that felt heavy, they feel light again, and then they allow themselves to expand even more. There was a piece of them that feared more expansion meant self-sacrifice. That more success meant that people would need them all the time and they weren't allowed to rest anymore, you guys. But one of the things I want to say is your next level is an amplification of your current energetic state. And so, guess what you're not going to allow yourself to do? If you say with your conscious mind, you believe with everything in you that you want to see more success, but then you also believe that success is heavy, that people are going to need too much from you, that it's going to be hard, that it's going to be more difficult, and you're gearing up for it in this way where it's like it's not aligned, it's this gearing up and getting ready for things to be hard, I guarantee that you are self-protecting yourself from success. This is so important. And when you start to see this, you can stop energetically protecting. There are bugs after my smoothie. You can stop energetically protecting and start to see where you are not allowing your success in. You guys, this has been incredible. If you want to dive into this work even deeper with me, come into the Projector Frequency. The Projector Frequency, we are starting at the end of September, and I want to tell you, this is my space where you will find deep alignment as a projector. This is the space where if you want to master the energetics of being a projector who is successful in business, who is calling in constant success with ease and with speed, this is the place that you come. The Projector Frequency it's magic. We go into my projector deconditioning process. We look at your fear of failure. We tap you into the frequencies of success. We tap you into the frequencies of ease within your business. It is everything that you need as a projector. And one of the things that I want to say, this program is so cool because it's not just a course. It's not just a space where you get instant access to the content. You do get instant access to the content, but there is a live aspect with me where we're actually going to be doing Q&As so you can get your specific questions answered for the things that you are struggling with. So that's one of the things that I really love about the Projector Frequency. And so this is a space where you come in, you get lifetime access to all of the content, and you really learn how to be in alignment as a projector. I have had projectors come into this space and create their first 5K month. I've had projectors come in, realize that they were doing their business in a misaligned way, completely pivot and have their first 13K month when they were struggling to make 2K months. I've had projectors completely heal their burnout. I've had projectors transform their relationships, which is not even a relationship program, but that's what happens when you move in alignment. I've had projectors completely sell out their one-to-one, raise their prices, sell out masterminds, sell out their launches, restructure their businesses. Like, this is the place that you come if you're a projector. One of the things I want to say is this program goes deeper than the typical rhetoric you hear around projectors of just rest more, just work your 4-hour day. Like, don't be bitter, just be successful. It goes deeper than that. This is one of the deepest spaces that you will come into, not only to learn about being a projector, but energetically activate these spaces within you where you've been unaware that you've been operating in shadow, where you've been unaware of where you've been blocking your success, where you've been unaware of where you've been saying you want to be seen, but you haven't been being seen, where you are unaware of where you've entangled stepping into the frequency of success, where you've been unaware of where you've entangled ease in your expansion, where you've been unaware of where you've played into stories that it has to take a long time. And this is where you decondition all of those pieces and you actually step into leading a new paradigm. Because one of the things I want to say about being a projector, the whole thing that it has to take a long time, it's not true. I have worked with hundreds of projectors, like I've said, who have been able to create success in a way that is fast and for them. And the really cool thing is when you clean your energetics up as a projector, you actually do move quickly. And that's, I really want you guys to see if any of the things that have happened, that we've talked about today, are happening within your field. I want you to see them as a massive gift, because one of the things that you will do, you will self-protect from expansion if it's not sustainable. And so your energy system has been telling you, hey, you're actually afraid of success. Hey, you've actually been separating yourself from success and this isn't sustainable. Hey, you've actually been playing in bitterness and this isn't going to work for you. And what can happen is projectors can go, just go away, just go away, instead of actually deconditioning it, actually looking at it and actually seeing it as the gift that allows them to really see the truth in the fact that their next level is an amplification of their current energetic state. And when you see that and know that, you get to clean up your current energetics. So your next level, it comes with ease and it's sustainable and it happens quickly. That's what we do in the Projector Frequency. And I really hope that this is shifting for you and gives you a deeper level of awareness into like, oh my gosh, of course. Oh my gosh, of course I haven't seen the success that I've wanted to see. Oh my gosh, of course success has always been on a pedestal. Oh my gosh, of course I'm feeling exhausted and burnt out because I'm not actually even letting my alignment theme into my system. And when you start to do this work, things can shift so quickly for you as a projector, because one of the things I want you to know, you do not have the capacity to override your energetics with more and more action. And if you've tried to do that, you've seen the truth in what I am saying, right? You can't do it. It doesn't work. And if you try to do it, it's going to feel unsustainable and you're going to burn out. There's a better way. Addressing the foundational energetics, that is what allows you to skyrocket. That's what allows you to shoot off into what you're creating. That is what allows you to create it with ease and allows you to feel the frequency of success here and now. Because the reason why things are hard is actually, it's the energetics. Because here's the thing, as a projector, you want to do things. And you also want to play, and you also want to rest. But when you do those things, you don't want them entangled with pressure, force, and hustle. You want to do them, and you want to be highly seen, highly paid. You want to be recognized within your work, and you want to love what you're doing. That is possible for you as a projector.
My deepest gratitude for you listening to Aligned Ascension. Subscribe to the podcast to continue on your path of alignment. If this has impacted you, leave a 5-star rating and a written review for the show. Check the show notes for masterclasses, programs, and ways to work with me. Much love!